So Kriya Yoga. You've probably heard about it, this ancient practice that's more than just meditation or breath work. It's a complete spiritual path, a way to connect with the deepest parts of ourselves. But where did it all begin? How did Kriya Yoga evolve from something practiced by ancient sages to a modern-day spiritual movement that reaches across the world? In this video, we're going to dive into the history of Kriya Yoga. We'll trace its roots back to ancient India, explore the wisdom passed down by enlightened masters, and see how it's spread across the globe today. The fascinating part? It's not just history. We're talking about a tradition that's still alive and helping people transform their lives right now. So, sit back and relax as we take a journey through time, uncovering the powerful story of Kriya Yoga, from ancient times to the modern day. To really understand Kriya Yoga, we've got to go way, way back to the ancient traditions of India. You see, the roots of Kriya Yoga can be traced back to sacred texts like the Vedas and Upanishads, which are some of the oldest spiritual writings in the world. These texts talk about a deep connection between breath, consciousness, and the divine, something that Kriya Yoga taps into. Now, if you've ever read the Bhagavad Gita, you've probably seen hints of Kriya Yoga there too. Lord Krishna, who is depicted as a master yogi in the Gita, speaks about the practice of controlling the breath and mind. There's a powerful line in the Gita that says, "Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self to the self." This perfectly captures the essence of Kriya Yoga, a journey inward, using breath and meditation to connect with the soul. In those ancient times, Kriya wasn't something practiced by just anyone. It was part of the deeper yogic traditions, reserved for sages and enlightened beings who were seeking direct experiences with the divine. It wasn't about stretching or bending. It was about mastering the mind and the breath to reach higher states of consciousness. But it wasn't just philosophy. These ancient yogis believed that by controlling the breath, you could control the life force, or prana, and align yourself with the natural rhythms of the universe. And that's the core of Kriya Yoga, breathing techniques that help you connect with that universal energy. So from the very beginning, Kriya Yoga was seen as a science of the soul, a precise method for reaching enlightenment. And it's incredible to think that these ancient practices have survived for thousands of years, still helping people achieve spiritual growth in today's world. Now, let's fast forward to a pivotal moment in the history of Kriya Yoga, the revival of the practice by Mahavatar Babaji. This legendary figure is often considered the immortal yogi who brought Kriya Yoga back into the spotlight in the modern era. According to tradition, Mahavatar Babaji has lived for centuries, hidden away in the Himalayas. His role was crucial in preserving and transmitting the ancient wisdom of Kriya Yoga. As Babaji himself is said to have declared, "The divine path of Kriya Yoga is eternal. It cannot be destroyed." This emphasizes the timeless and unbroken nature of the practice. Babaji's impact was profound. He passed the teachings of Kriya Yoga to Lahiri Mahasaya, a householder who was instrumental in making the practice accessible to the broader public. Lahiri Mahasaya, in turn, spread these teachings, guiding many on the path of spiritual awakening. Through Babaji's guidance, Kriya Yoga transitioned from being a secretive practice reserved for ascetics to one that could be practiced by anyone seeking spiritual growth. His revival of the practice was not just a reintroduction, but a transformation, making it relevant and available for the modern world. So, thanks to Mahavatar Babaji's efforts, Kriya Yoga was revitalized and made accessible to countless seekers, setting the stage for its global spread in the years to come. Moving on from Mahavatar Babaji, let's talk about Lahiri Mahasaya, a key figure in the modern history of Kriya Yoga. Lahiri Mahasaya played a crucial role in bringing Kriya Yoga to everyday people. Before him, Kriya was a practice known mostly to secluded ascetics, but Lahiri Mahasaya changed that. He was a householder who lived a normal life, working as an accountant, and he brought Kriya Yoga into the lives of regular people. His approach was revolutionary. He said, "Always remember that you belong to no one, and no one belongs to you. Reflect that someday you will suddenly have to leave everything in this world, so make the acquaintanceship of God now." This quote highlights his emphasis on practicing spirituality amidst daily life. Lahiri Mahasaya didn't just teach the technique, He made it accessible and practical for people from all walks of life. His teachings attracted many disciples who then spread the practice even further. Among them were some remarkable figures, including Swami Sri Yukteswar, who continued the tradition and trained new generations of Kriya practitioners. By making Kriya Yoga available to the common person, Lahiri Mahasaya set the stage for its global dissemination. His vision was clear: to share this transformative practice with as many people as possible, helping them realize their own divine potential. So, thanks to Lahiri Mahasaya's efforts, Kriya Yoga went from being a mystical practice of the past to a vibrant living tradition that continues to inspire and transform lives around the world today. Next up in our journey through the history of Kriya Yoga is Paramahansa Yogananda, a pivotal figure who played a major role in bringing Kriya Yoga to the Western world. Yogananda's story is truly inspiring. He arrived in the United States in 1920, and his mission was clear: to introduce the West to the profound teachings of Kriya Yoga. His book, Autobiography of a Yogi, became a spiritual classic, reaching millions of readers and sparking a global interest in his teachings. As Yogananda himself put it, Kriya Yoga is the fastest route to God realization. That's a bold statement, and it captures the essence of what he believed Kriya Yoga could achieve. Through his teachings and the establishment of the Self-Realization Fellowship, Yogananda made Kriya Yoga accessible to a wide audience. His approach was practical yet deeply spiritual, blending ancient wisdom with modern understanding. He emphasized that the soul loves to meditate, for in contact with the spirit lies its greatest joy. This highlights the joy and fulfillment that comes from deep spiritual practice. Yogananda's influence was immense. He connected with people from all walks of life, including many prominent figures who were drawn to his teachings. His work not only spread Kriya Yoga across the globe, but also helped bridge Eastern and Western spiritual traditions. Today, Kriya Yoga is practiced by people worldwide, thanks in large part to Yogananda's efforts. His legacy continues through the many centers and teachers he inspired, proving that the ancient wisdom of Kriya Yoga is as relevant now as ever. Now, let's take a look at Kriya Yoga today. It's incredible how this ancient practice has adapted and thrived in our fast-paced modern world. Despite its deep historical roots, Kriya Yoga remains incredibly relevant and powerful for contemporary practitioners. In recent years, Kriya Yoga has seen a resurgence as more people around the globe are seeking ways to manage stress, find inner peace, and connect with their spiritual selves. With the rise of digital platforms, Kriya Yoga is more accessible than ever. There are countless online classes, workshops, and resources that make it easy for anyone, anywhere to start practicing. One reason for its growing popularity is the emphasis on direct experience. Kriya Yoga isn't just about theory, it's about practical techniques that yield real results. As many practitioners report, it offers a unique way to achieve deeper states of meditation and inner calm. The global spread of Kriya Yoga has also led to a diverse community of practitioners. From urban centers to remote areas, people are discovering the benefits of this practice. And it's not just about individual transformation. Many communities and centers are forming, providing support and a shared sense of purpose for those on the path. As Paramahansa Yogananda once said, "The soul loves to meditate, for in contact with the spirit lies its greatest joy." This joy is something many are experiencing firsthand as they integrate Kriya Yoga into their lives. So, whether you're new to Kriya Yoga or a seasoned practitioner, it's exciting to see how this ancient practice continues to inspire and transform lives around the world. Kriya Yoga's impact extends far beyond its own practice, influencing a wide range of modern spiritual movements. It's fascinating to see how its principles have shaped contemporary spirituality. One major way Kriya Yoga has influenced modern spiritual movements is through its emphasis on personal experience and direct connection with the divine. This focus on inner transformation has inspired many New Age practices and meditation techniques that prioritize self-discovery and spiritual awakening. For instance, the concept of harnessing the breath and energy, central to Kriya Yoga, is echoed in various contemporary practices aimed at enhancing well-being and consciousness. Additionally, Kriya Yoga's global reach has contributed to a greater cross-cultural exchange of spiritual ideas. As the practice spread, it interacted with other traditions, enriching and broadening the scope of modern spirituality. This has led to a blending of Eastern and Western spiritual practices, where Kriya Yoga's techniques are integrated into diverse spiritual and self-help programs. Influential figures in modern spirituality often credit Kriya Yoga with providing a powerful framework for their own practices. The focus on meditation and self-realization has inspired many contemporary spiritual teachers to incorporate similar techniques into their teachings. As Paramahansa Yogananda highlighted, Kriya Yoga is the fastest route to God realization. This idea of a direct, transformative path to spiritual enlightenment resonates deeply with many modern seekers, making Kriya Yoga a cornerstone in the evolving landscape of spiritual practice. So whether through direct practice or its influence on other spiritual paths, Kriya Yoga continues to play a significant role in shaping how people approach their spiritual journeys today. So as we wrap up our journey through the history of Kriya Yoga, it's clear that this ancient practice has had a profound and lasting impact. From its origins in ancient India to its revival by Mahavatar Babaji and its global spread through the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, Kriya Yoga has proven to be a timeless and transformative practice. We've seen how it began as a deeply spiritual tradition reserved for the most dedicated seekers, and how it has evolved into a practice that touches lives all around the world. Today, Kriya Yoga continues to inspire and guide people on their spiritual journeys, offering a pathway to inner peace and self-realization. As we move forward, it's exciting to think about how Kriya Yoga will continue to influence and enrich the modern spiritual landscape. Whether you're just starting out or have been practicing for years, remember that the essence of Kriya Yoga is about connecting with your inner self and experiencing the divine in every moment. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Kriya Yoga's history. If you found this journey insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content on spirituality and transformation. Until next time, may your practice be deep and your journey be filled with light.